from team facilitator to product enabler, and it's more like the expanding role of the Scrum Master. Next slide, please. Okay, so some things I'll be talking to you about. One is the evolution of Scrum, while the Scrum Master role is being challenged today. Looking ahead, what the Scrum Master role should look like, and the product enabler's role, which is what I'm trying to say. The Scrum Masters will need to move into a new phase of what they do, and then key takeaways of what I'd like us to take out of this session. Okay. On the evolution of Scrum, it kind of feels like a replay of what Sam had said at the beginning of the session. I almost felt like Sam was reading out of my own slides when he started. But just talking about what Scrum has done for us and what Scrum is today. We all know that Scrum started in 1993. However, at that time, Scrum was known as, we call it the police era, whereby the Scrum Master was seen as a process enforcer who is just there to facilitate sessions and do a lot of things. But things began to change, at least as at 1995, when the Scrum development team, I think the story was also told by Sam, so let me not say too much since I'm trying to maximize my 30 minutes, and I'd like to actually have some conversations with the room. So we can move to the next slide. Okay, so as a part of the evolution of Scrum, in the early 2000s, we saw the Scrum role move into a servant leadership role, where it was now, okay, I'm a leader, but I want to hear what my team has to do, what they need to do to progress, and how they can actually deliver the best things and the best goals they have set for themselves in their sprints. However, as at 2010, things started to move. Organizations started to see beyond just Scrum. How do we get our teams to deliver better on how they work? So they started to scale Agile across board. And then in the 2020s, if we remember the time of COVID, who remembers that the Scrum Master role actually went up during that period, during the time of COVID? Everybody was at home. Companies were looking for how to get their teams to deliver their solutions at the right time. So Scrum Masters, every company was looking for Scrum Masters. I'll confess, even me as an Agile coach, I felt like a king because people in US, people in UK were buzzing me. Tunde, please, how do I do this? Every Saturday, I'm making calls. Princess, this is a confession when we're working together. But yeah, we go into sessions, discuss with them the best ways on how to handle situations in their different teams. And it was nice because at least I saw teams grow. People come back to tell you, Tunde, that information you gave me was something good that helped me manage my team better. However, we now decided this service should not be for free. Let's start using it to make some money. So we jumped into that next phase of being an Agile coach and doing things on how we can help organizations grow. But as we now saw things grow within the 2020s, sorry, please, the next slide as I say this part. We saw things move, but we've also decided if you look around, you will now see things are going down. The Scrum Master role is beginning to drop. People are not really recognizing that role anymore. Everybody's saying, what do we need to move? The Scrum Master role really looks like he's just the secretary of the team. He's not really doing anything for me. So if you now see let me ask this question. Today, why do we think that when a company wants to downsize, the first role they actually look out for is the Scrum Master role? Any answer from anyone? Anybody? Scrum Master. Like I said, I'm not trying to scare the Scrum Master, just asking. I will come down to you. I'm very nice.
Okay, because I think the role can be done by just anyone.
Thank you. That's a good answer, but I'll also answer it to the part of, actually, the role can be done by just anyone. Even you as a Scrum Master, you will tell your team members to manage themselves. I'll explain why in my next slide. Just wait. Okay, please, my next slide, please. All right, so, as we said before, the Scrum Master role, we're seen as team facilitators. Every day, you come, if you have our PIs to do, the Scrum Master is there organizing the PI. He runs the daily stand-up. He runs the sprint planning sessions. He runs the sprint review. He runs the sprint retros. But when you think about these things, you are trying to build a self-organizing team. Why do you need a Scrum Master to actually do these things continuously? If I've done it over the months and over the years, the team can do this by themselves. So why do I need to stand and continue doing this every day? what we now advise the Scrum Masters to do is say, why not move on to something better? And part of why I said this role is being challenged today are part of the things I've put up on the chart, on the screen right now. The first one, companies are moving into product-led organizations and not really what we knew before as how we were working and how we were driving things. Companies are shifting focus from delivery processes to prioritizing roles that actually influence the customer's experience, which is where I'm saying today, okay, let me use my own experience personally. Back in my former life, I was an Agile coach, a Scrum Master, ensuring that different teams actually went through the Agile processes, things were working. But at the end of the day, management will ask you, where is the value in what you guys have done? I see the wonderful sprints, I see the wonderful things well planned out, I see all the events you do every day. But at the end of the day, the money that's coming from that product, they have nothing to say. So I'm now like, okay, they blame the product manager will look over to the Scrum Master, why didn't you do something? But if you look at it, we're all involved in this, so why didn't we move? But I decided to do things differently when I now came into my new shop, because in the new shop, same thing, I came in, I'm an Agile coach. Let's set up everything, let's make it look nice. My teams were ready. I had my little Agile teams, I had everybody set up, DevOps set up end to end. But the final question that came out at the end of the day, you guys have built 4 products in this year. Where are the customers that are using it today? We could not explain anything. However, I had a Scrum Master who was also doing a lot of things in my unit. But at the end of the day, why did I need him? Because now I'd also built a self-organized team that could do things by themselves. So why I said all these things I said, now the Scrum Master does a lot of things and it's amazing. Part of what I mentioned before, companies today, the Agile maturity is increasing. We don't sit down in the same place. Everybody is saying, okay, we understand the Agile process, the leaders understand the Agile process. If they do it, we can understand, but if they don't, we can't fight them till the end. But all those basic Scrum practices, everybody understands why we're doing it. So the Scrum Master has actually done his job. How do you not get him to change from those things that everybody knows today? What I also mentioned before, the teams are now self-managing. Why is the Scrum Master still doing this? Before, the excuse I'll have given is the Scrum Master should move to another team that is not self-organizing. Okay, he has moved to all the teams that are not self-organizing, so what next? So those are the places where we see. And now we also see that part of AI stepping into the game. AI has come, I can automate every process you want to give me. So now, see those things of the daily stand-up. Today, I will take my ChatGPT, I will take Claude, join this team meeting. Let everybody do their stand-up, take it one by one, the transcript, give me the feedback, what everybody says. So what's the Scrum Master doing in my daily stand-up? There's really nothing for him to do. I feel that's what the Scrum Master should have done to move on to things to do better. On the part of acceleration of delivery, like I said, I'm not trying to kill the Scrum Master role, but I'm trying to challenge the thought process of what we do as Scrum Masters today. And why I say all these things is now I expect the Scrum Master to challenge himself and move. All these processes are automated. The DevOps part is automated. The AI automating things we do every day. The Agile, the company is already Agile, so why are you still trying to push that narrative? Now, we just need everybody to now say, as a Scrum Master, what do I need to do? So my part of why I'm here today is now saying, as a Scrum Master, why don't we move from that normal team facilitation into driving the real delivery of products that make value to clients? Because if you think about it, everything that everybody has said here today, we are driving the team to deliver their goal, the team deliver the solution. Who is actually now driving the team to now say, marketing team, have you guys done this for this product to go live? Who is driving that conversation of the business units to say, have you guys done this part for the solution you need to drive? So those are the kind of angles I would like to see the team, the Scrum Masters need to look at and actually drive these conversations within the different companies that they work in. I think we can go to the next slide now. I'm done with this. Okay, so part of what I was just saying now is now saying, looking ahead, which is the Scrum Master's role, I'm trying to say, why don't we become product enablers instead of this Scrum Master role we sit on today and actually feel that we're kings just leading teams. Scrum Masters now have been seen as people that actually organize the whole organization. Now what they want to see them do is one, they should try and bridge strategy and delivery across the business to deliver value. And on that part, I think I have 5 major points I would like the Scrum Master to actually see on how they will thrive and survive in this challenging world today. Yeah, and the first one is to understand the business strategy. Most times, this part is left to the product owners or product managers. Understand the business strategy, understand what they need to do so that we can actually see how the solution will be built and delivered at the end of the day. But now we are saying, once the Scrum Master can understand this, who I now call the product enabler, it is easy for him to push this knowledge across everyone within the different teams, and they can help them drive the right kind of product that they're trying to build. Connect delivery to value. So like I said, because of the new things I've said, I was an Agile coach before, doing a lot of team facilitation. My teams were delivering solutions every day. Everything was looking nice. But that final part, which is the value of what the company has said, I want to get 10 billion at the end of this year, but the products I've built are not bringing it up to 1 million every day. It's now more painful that I have a NITSO team who is saying, for every solution that you build in Nigeria, I want to test the solution in India. When you're testing that solution in India, it's expected that I'm going to pay $7,000 for that particular test. In my mind, this solution I'm building is not even going to bring $2,000 in the next 2 years. Why are you telling me to pay $7,000 for a solution that I don't know the future of it yet? So all those kind of things are the kind of things we need people to look at as we move. To act as a bridge between the tech and the business units, I think I've spoken about that before. Someone that also now speaks the language of the executives, which is why we're saying, because you understand the business strategy, you can actually take those things and now say, when you see the team is going wrong or in a different tangent on what has been agreed by different teams, you can get them to now say, because I understand the end goal of what the company is trying to achieve, we can actually get them to now drive to actually achieve what the company has set for themselves. Like the Scrum Master hasn't left his complete work. He's still helping the team to deliver faster and smarter. Remember what I said before. There are some things you don't need to sit down and do every day. There are solutions. There are things to actually help your work do better. AI is there to help you do things better. Your DevOps is there to help you do things better. There are technologies out there to help you actually sync with your team and make things work. Ensure you use those tools that can drive you to actually make your work easier for yourself. And then you can move it to actually ensuring that your products are being built in the best way to your customers. Okay, next slide, please. All right, so to say some of the things I've said, the Scrum Master role has not failed. Scrum itself has not failed. Rather, gaps in effective product ownership have limited its impact. This shift underscores the need for Scrum Masters to evolve to product enablers. And now, this is also because we're saying Scrum works mechanically. There are different things I said, do this, do this, do this. Some people have taken that thing and say, we must do it across, but not really trying to understand what their firm actually needs and how it's going to be implemented to actually suit their own organization. So what we're now saying is that product thinking is to decide how it's going to work. That's how they expect everybody to think. Don't just think, I'm doing my part as a developer, let me just write the code and let you move. Scrum Master, let me just get them to do all their events. We need everybody to have that product mindset, to have that system thinking mindset to deliver their solutions. That's something that can work. So the product enablers should actually help teams to actually optimize their outcomes. In these teams, we're not now saying, leave product managers or product owners to do their work. Scrum Masters, work with your product managers to ensure that you are delivering exactly what the business has set to achieve. Scrum Masters, work with your developers, work with your SRE team, work with your marketing team, the business units, everybody that is involved in driving the success of a product that has been assigned to that team or for the organization. So things that I actually ask the product enablers to do, no, go back, I'm not done. Please go back. Yes, thank you. All right. Strategic facilitation to enable the product thinking mindset, product and business understanding, data-driven decision making. I know the last two people that spoke actually said data doesn't help. I will not throw the data away. I will actually have us to understand what data is saying and use that as an insightful way to make the right decision that we need to take. It may not be the exact thing to actually do what we need to do, but we need to also take it into consideration when we're making our decisions. It is advisable that the Scrum Master should actually have an organizational influence, which is why most times we say, yes, Scrum Masters could be newbies, but it's also nicer when the Scrum Master is a senior person, who is someone that can pass down knowledge across board, drive people to do what they need to do, and they get them to understand what needs to happen. It may not be easy because change most times is hard, But if you also remember, they said part of it when you are trying to drive Agile and this Scrum implementation in your firm, change management, and not just change management, people change management is something that should be implemented while you do this. Yeah, and then the major part is also to drive business outcomes. On part of driving business outcomes, part of it is also because I said today Scrum Masters are really majorly focused on driving the engineering teams. People forget to actually challenge all the other people that need to drive the success of those solutions at the end of the day. Okay, so to my final slide. So key takeaways I would like to say from this session, which I said as a point of note, I am not trying to kill the Scrum Master role. It is still very important. However, the Scrum Master role, from what I've said, it is not disappearing, but the version that only focuses on process that is where the problem is. Let's not focus on process. Let's focus on trying to deliver value at the end of the day to the firm that we're working. So the future belongs to those who can connect teams to value, who knows that delivery points to strategy, and then effort to impact, which is just, let's not do too much activity. That little effort to actually drive big impacts on how the teams are actually working. I think that's the last part of my slide, and I think I've come to the end of my session. Thank you very much, everyone. Back to time.
Yes, actually, there's still about 10 more minutes, so please can we have questions? Do we have any questions for him?
If I was also very clear, you don't have to ask.
So thank you, Tunde.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask, I mean, you're essentially talking about, the evolution of Scrum Masters, right? And maybe this is something I've had some pushback on in the past to say, like you, I argue that, they should maybe evolve away from just being process-driven to being technically sound. And I just want to get your opinion on that, to say, because if you're a product enabler and you're a Scrum Master, it means you have to remove impediments, a developer will say is having a problem at some point, a DevOps person is having a problem, you need to know who to call, who to talk to. I found that requires a bit of technical know-how. So I wanted to ask your opinion about, is that really necessary that most Scrum Masters in this day and age be technical, or is just a nice to have? Thank you.
Okay. So to answer the question in a nice way, the last thing you said is my answer. It's a nice to have. Because if we go back and use the first example, which one of our speakers said, she's in the FMDQ space, where in my mind, everything that has to do with innovation was technology. Now you're a Scrum Master in that sector. How will you thrive? You don't need to understand technology. You just need to be smart and understand how things work. Really, that's what you need. And I know, like I said, if I have a brilliant team, all I need to also understand is these are people I'm working with. This is who has the answer. Let me bring you into that space to help me find the solution, because I might not know it all. So when I said, if you are technology smart, is a nice to have. You help the team in driving things. But however, it doesn't mean you cannot do the job right. Yeah.
Thank you, and a round of applause. We have one question at the back.
Good morning, Mr. Tunde.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, so my question is, can you elaborate more on what Scrum is about? Is it like an AI or an assistant or something? I didn't really get.
Okay. So Scrum, majorly, it's a framework that helps you deliver outcomes within your organization or within your team. All the examples I gave on AI were to help you deliver those things to work better. I'm not sure this would be a nice session to really talk about Scrum in-depthly. What I can do is say, I'll probably get your number, send you links on things that we can read about for Scrum to help you understand it better.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And I like your hair.
Thank you. We have one more question here. We have a question here. Let me just.
Good morning, everyone. So I don't have a question.
Okay.
I just have a contribution. Yeah, so when you started, I was already waiting for you at the end.
So I proved myself.
When you started, I was already waiting for you at the end. I'm like, okay, let me let him land first. Yeah, but first off, please leave the Scrum Master, leave it for us, or team coach, as you may call it here.
Okay.
I 100% agree with you. I mean, in this day and age, if you're a Scrum Master that is just organizing team events, facilitating events, DSUs, planning, you know, that's not it. We've moved past that ages ago.
Yes.
Yeah. Being at the center or at the core of the product, yeah, the development that is happening,
Yeah.
from the product manager drawing up their roadmaps and passing it down to the product owners who are grooming. You are the center of it, yeah. You're the Scrum Master, you're driving the grooming, yeah, from even before planning starts,
stage, yes.
yeah. And then going into planning, you're the Scrum Master. You want to know, we have to deliver value at the end of this period.
True.
How do we deliver value without the team being overloaded, and the team also not being loaded enough?
No.
Yeah, you want to avoid underperforming and okay, so
Overpromising.
actually we encourage people to overperform.
Yes.
I mean, we would give you the stage even, yeah. But then again, you do not want to have your team loaded past how it should be loaded, yeah. Then you're at the center of it, from planning down to execution.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once again, I would say I am in complete agreement with you that we have moved past the ancient thinking of saying Scrum Masters are just
Team
people,
facilitators.
yeah, team facilitators.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We have one question here, then I'll come back to you.
Next time, I'll try to use all my time.
All right, good morning.
Yes, morning.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation. So I think the core of what you are trying to say is the fact that you want the Scrum Masters, right, to be product enablers. Okay, so you cite an example of if you have a product, but at the end of the day, that product does not have enough customers, let's say premium customers that are supposed to actually pay, right? So if they are downsizing in a company, of course, they are going to first, downsize the Scrum Masters, being the fact that we have the engineers that actually build the product. Okay, so now the core question will now be that, are you saying that the Scrum Master should steal the work of sales teams? Or if you are saying that, okay, they should be active in what is going on, meaning that, every company always has their own marketing team as well, right?
Yeah.
So, but from your presentation, I couldn't find ways or tips on how they want to play their role in trying to get more customers. So what are the ways of, is it that when sales teams are, if they are going out to get customers, they will tag along, or they will ask them that, oh, how many customers do we have? You understand what I'm trying to say? So what are the active ways of actually being the product enablers? Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for the question. So just like what I said before, I don't expect you to do everything, but I expect you to drive people to do what they are supposed to do. Now, you said the right thing. There is the sales team. There is the marketing team. Scrum Master, can you drive the sales team to ensure that they actually know about this product that is being developed or being sold, and they can actually put those things in place that's going to make that solution get to the customer at the right time? Marketing team, there's a solution that we're building. Do you guys know about it, so that you are ready when the solution is, because it's not when the solution is even out, you want to start announcing. It is at the time when it's even being built, or when the idea is even coming up. They need to know, so that everything that they need to do to make sure that thing is ready for market is actually being done. So it is Scrum Master's role also to drive those people to actually help in delivering those things. Today, there is really nobody that focuses on those things. Sometimes they say product manager should do it, but sometimes he really doesn't do it, because it's actually focused on driving the delivery team to just deliver the solution, which is why we now say, okay, solution has been built. Oh yeah, now what next? Because you left all those other administrative things that need to happen to drive the delivery of that solution. Yeah?
Do we have any other question?
Oh.
Okay, you have a contribution.
If she's raising her hand, I raise my hand too.
Okay.
So,
My personal view is that there's the difference between a job title and what you do, right?
Yes.
I personally think that the Scrum should not have been a job title.
Yeah.
It should have been something that somebody does along with their job.
Okay. I'm aligned with
Because it's like football. I like football. Everybody's on the pitch. You have the defender, you have the striker, you have the goalkeeper. Everybody is playing the game to win the match, like Arsenal won their match. Yeah? I feel Scrum has created a situation where Scrum Masters are now stuck. And as you said, if they don't evolve into enablers, you will be the first to go. So I tell people, understand the context that you're in, but know that nobody stopped you from sitting down with your team and joining them to test the product. Nobody is stopping you.
True.
You could be a QA on the team. You could follow the product manager to go and visit customer and come back.
Yeah.
Because what you lack sometimes is that Scrum Masters come across as the guy coming to ask us how far, facilitate meeting, but we are the ones doing the hard work. So you need to spend your energy building that trust with the team by doing things with the team beyond just the facilitation. So my advice would be, you're not stuck, you just need to find creative ways in between. You can be this QA is going on leave, just collect the work. So there are ways you can go around it. So it's in your hand, that's the truth. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Princess. And if I add to what she said, everything I know today, it was from her. So thank you very much, Princess.
Is that all the questions we have? Mr. Tunde, you're on the hot spot today.
It's nice. I feel like I delivered something good.
Right. Okay, good afternoon. I have more of like a contribution instead of a question.
Okay.
Speaking to what he asked as why do Scrum Masters need to have like knowledge of strategy, marketing, and basically the know-how of each department. I think another thing is it helps you to build solutions faster and relate with the teams better.
Yeah.
Because imagine if, as a Scrum Master, you have no knowledge of marketing or how sales processes work, or you don't even understand what the tech team is doing, or maybe you might research, like whatever departments you're working with. I've had experiences where because you know something about that department and how their processes work, when you're even asking them what the next steps are or where they are on a project, and someone is trying to lie to you, you can easily detect it and easily direct them, or maybe the person is even going out of plan already. You can easily just put them back on the right track. So it's easy, and it helps as product enablers to just build the product faster and quicker and also smarter.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm aligned. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tunde. I would let you go back to your seat at this point.
Thank you very much.
Please let's give him a round of applause. Thank you.